Today's Tuesday tax tip has to do with charitable contributions. Just wanted to lay out a couple of rules. I know many of you take charitable contributions as itemized deductions on your tax return. The first limit you really have to know is that you are limited to 50% of your adjusted gross income in most instances to take charitable contributions. That limit can be reduced to 30% and even in rarer circumstances to 20%. If you're anywhere near any of these limits, please check with a tax professional so you know that you're in good shape. If there is any charitable contributions that you make and they are partially disallowed because of these limitations, you can carry them forward for up to 5 years. Documentation requirements. If you have a charitable contribution that's less than $250, a canceled check will be sufficient as evidence. If you have a charitable contribution, a cash contribution of $250 or more, written acknowledgement from the charitable organization is required. If you have non-cash contributions that you give, the documentation required would be the name of the organization, the date and location of the gift, a description of the property, the fair market value and the method you use to value it, and also the cost basis. If you give non-cash contributions in excess of $500, Form 8283 is required to be added to your return, and it basically lists the information that I just said that was required for all non-cash contributions. If you give charitable gifts of $5,000 or more, a written appraisal is required to accompany your tax return. Interesting enough, if you give a charitable contribution and you put it on a credit card, it's important to realize that the date that it's charged to your credit card is the date that is used. So if you charge something on December 29th and you don't get the bill until January 20th, it still counts as a contribution in December, not in January. Same thing if you text, if it's one of these things where you text a contribution, would be the date that you were charged by the telephone company. Lastly, if it applies, miles that you drive for charity are deductible at 14 cents per mile. Hope this helped you out, and I will see you again next Tuesday.